What a great fucking song, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Always a good one.
Excuse me. Yeah, for sure.
Always a good one, man. Welcome to Wrestling with Reality. As Vince McMahon says, you got no chance in hell. Jeremy, I'll get your song next week. I forgot to load it up tonight, buddy, but I'll put it in next week for sure. It's a good one. So we got to do a little no chance in hell, because that might be what we all feel Ronda Rousey has after the show. Because if you want to talk about Ronda tonight, my buddy, we're going to do it. We're going to talk about Ronda Rousey. We're going to talk about UFC. We're going to talk about wrestling, everything, all of the above here on Wrestling with Reality. I am John, and of course, joining me as always with my partner, Mr. Richie Reardon. Richie, what's up, man?
What is up, brother, man? It is about 90 degrees out here. I can't believe how hot it is already. But, yeah, everything's golden in my state, brother. We are moving right along. I'm excited to talk about tonight. There's a lot of breaking news in the mixed martial arts world. A lot of snubs, a lot of beef going on, a lot of mudslinging on all sides of the aisle. Huge stars getting left off the UFC White House card. Majority of people thinking that it was a letdown. Some people don't think it's a letdown. Some people think it's a great card. So I think we're going to break this all down, dissect it, and then, of course, we got some good goofs of the week, maybe a superhuman or two at the end of the show. We're going to have a good time tonight.
He's doing some wild shit lately, bro.
Yeah, cheese graters with fucking glass and
jumping off the top deck through the fucking carnage pool. You know, I mean, he's been doing it all lately, this guy.
He's revamping his shit.
Yeah, the hot sauce one where he's like chugging a fucking bottle of hot sauce and stuff and then jumping off everything. He's the new Steve-O, bro. He's something. He's a hell of a competitor.
You think superhuman could pass a drug test?
No. That's not happening. No. I don't think he could pass a test to graduate the first grade. All right.
Yeah.
He's an interesting fellow, but hey, he's living his dream, and
I'm thinking if somebody asked him for a piss test, he'd probably pee in a cup and drink it. See how
probably if he gave him a couple of bucks, I'm sure he would do it.
And superhuman, if you're out there, you're one of our heroes of this show, so don't take offense to that. I appreciate you. You're probably like the 10th wonder of the world, you know.
You know, I mean, everybody knows his catch line. Who's ever seen him a few times? You know, juggalos and juggalettes do not dance at home. And we like that. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
What's up, Ricky?
Fuck this shit. Whoop,
You're a mark for Ronda Rousey.
He is. He was a little heartbroken that we're doing this topic tonight. I saw.
Ricky, I'm gonna tell you, brother. She is as miserable, probably even more than Brett fucking Hart, bro.
Save it for the main event. We'll
Yeah.
talk about her in the main event, or maybe before. I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's good. We're gonna have some good discussion tonight. A lot of crazy topics. Let's see who's in the crowd. Mazel Tov and JWO for life. I can only take a guess that what the J stands for. So, shalom to you, my friend. Always.
Something
Joey
like
says
that.
I'm in the Richie's time zone this week. Watching at 6:30 is weird. Yeah, we got a time zone change. So for those who don't know, Richie's in Arizona and I'm in New York. And New York and Arizona now with daylight savings is 3 hours apart. So we might alter the time a little bit on like Wednesdays or Thursdays when we do it normally. So because that time zone change is a bitch, man.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty bad.
The 2 hours is always easy to do for us, but like when you're 3 hours, I don't know why that extra hour always makes it more complicated in life. It's early for you folks. It's late for us on this side, but we got to deal with it again till the fall, so it's okay. What's going on, Raymond? Good to see you, my friend. Rabbi says, I'm in the parts unknown time zone. Yeah, you can't give us a time zone where you're at, Rabbi. Come on.
Come on, Rabbi. Quit being a poon.
Come on. Hold on. We got to give Rabbi his proper one tonight. I'm picking for Rabbi tonight.
There you go. Perfect.
That's perfect.
Rabbi Dust. Your new nickname is Rabbi Dust.
Rabbi Dust is for him tonight. Raymond said my mouth dropped when Ronda badmouthed the UFC. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think
we're gonna get into all that.
The show I'm not ready for. I guess I'm the goof of the night because I'm a mark for Ronda. Hey, one of my best friends is a huge mark for Ronda too. My friend Daniel, he absolutely she's his goat, and me and him will shoot the shit about it sometimes because I feel kind of the opposite. So it's always positive for anybody's opinion on somebody.
You like what you like, man. If you like miserable, you like miserable.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Whatever you like, you like.
For it.
And we're never gonna tell anybody that theirs is wrong, our opinion is wrong, and ours is right. But
I don't think Rabbi liked his nickname.
So he's giving it Rabbi Dust. I like that one. That's a good one for the night, Rabbi Dust. When I call on Rabbi,
you might as well change your username while you're at it.
Yeah, whenever I call on him tonight or put his name out there for a comment, I'm going to try to remember to call him Rabbi Dust. So
he's going to grab it by the cock.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Fucking love Gold Dust, bro.
He's going to grab him by the yarmulke.
What's up, Laza from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia? Ronda did bring up a good point. Dana Wright probably didn't put this card together. Well, we can talk about that. Jeremy, what's up, man? Great to see you tonight. All right. So what do you want to start with tonight?
Well, we did just have a card announced, and we will talk about this one a little bit. Now, this was shared with Jeremy. I did confirm it while we were waiting for the show to fire up. UFC 328 was just announced. Headliner is going to be Khamzat Chimaev, who's the champion, the middleweight champion, versus Sean Strickland, the number 3 middleweight. So, interesting fight. The press conferences are going to get rowdy for sure on this one because Sean Strickland does not like Muslims, we'll just say. And I think he would agree with Rabbi on that. So, and the things going on with the Middle East right now in America, it's just going to be a WWE moment for them. So, it's going to be pretty interesting. Alexander Volkov, great fight, by the way, heavyweight fighter, versus Waldo Cortez Acosta, number 5 and number 2. You got Sean Brady versus Joe Quinn Buckley. It's going to be an interesting one. Jan Blachowicz versus Guskov. Don't know who Guskov is. This fight right here is going to be interesting. I would like to see this take place in a bare knuckle ring somewhere in the future. But King Bobby Green versus Jeremy Heathen Stevens. Who the fuck is that guy? That's going to be a great bout, lightweight bout. And you got Gutierrez. Yeah, you got Gutierrez versus Diaz. Yeah, he's signed with the UFC. He still has a fight left on his contract. So
okay, because I know he's been doing BKFC forever.
Yeah, yep. So that's going to be UFC 328 is a great card. UFC 328 is a great card. We got to stream that one, man. And I'm going to call it right now that people are going to underestimate Strickland, and the betting odds are going to be heavily in Chimaev's favor, but I'm gonna say Strickland comes out with a surprise win.
Wow, that's a ballsy claim.
I'm gonna say Strickland's gonna come out with a surprise win here.
Chimaev is gonna absolutely fucking maim him.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I'll say, and no disrespect to Sean, he's a hell of a fighter, man. We saw it in his card a couple weeks ago when we watched him fight,
Yep.
and dude's got some great hands on him, and he can still go. There's no doubt about that. He takes his craft seriously. He works hard at it. I don't like him personally, but that doesn't mean that he's not a great fighter. He's an amazing fighter, and I just don't see any way he beats Chimaev, man, because Chimaev has just dominated the best of the division and everybody. I mean, he put Robert Whittaker into another fucking century, man.
Yeah.
He beat Dracus Duplessis and just did it with ease. Like he's no fucking bum. And I don't know. I think Strickland might be underestimating that guy a little bit.
For sure. I think that. What I can say is it's going to be great promos. It's going to be a great press conference. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah,
so.
I'm stoked to watch it. That's in early May, right? Like, let me see. What do we got? I brought it up. Yeah, May 9th. It's going to be.
Yeah,
that'll be great, man. That sounds like a fun card. I'll be honest with you, it sounds more entertaining to me for the most part than the White House card.
Man,
White House.
They had the opportunity to have probably the greatest dude. They had the opportunity here that they fumbled so bad with this White House card, and I gotta to some. Well, hell, should we just get into it?
Yeah, just why not? Let's get into it.
Let's pull up the card. You got the card in front of you. I'm gonna pull up.
Give me 1 second. I'll pop it up. Okay, let's see. They're calling it UFC Freedom 250. That's what they're calling it to celebrate the 250 years for the U.S.
So the rumor with this, by the way, because what is there? 6 fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 fights. The rumor with this that's going on is that there is a 7th fight that Dana White hasn't announced yet. Okay. I don't buy it. I don't think that there's a 7th fight. It's internet rumor and innuendo. I don't buy it for a second. I think this is the card. And if you want my opinion from top to bottom, Dana White admitted it from the beginning. There was 2 options of the way they were going to go in what direction. Okay. I firmly believe that Jon Jones is telling the truth.
I do too.
I think Jon Jones is completely telling the truth. I think Dana White is trying to play damage control because he knows everybody is upset and let down over this. So they're trying to use Jon Jones' arthritis in his hips and things like that. Now, he admits he does have the arthritis in his hips and everything, but he has already been cleared for a fight for a doctor. Now, let's be real here. Jon Jones was retired prior to this. Okay, after he beat Miocic in stunning fashion, by the way. He had no qualms about it that he was retiring until the White House card. And it's not like he's supposed to stay after the White House card. He wanted to go to the White House. He wanted to fight Pereira and it be one of the greatest fights of all time for his legacy in front of the White House, in front of the President of the United States and everybody else on one of the biggest fight cards. Jon Jones, in my opinion, is the greatest UFC fighter of all time. And he deserves that accolade, and he should be prominently featured in this bout. And it's one fight, even if he does have arthritis in his hips and did need hip surgery, whatever the case, if he put it off and his doctor said he was clear to go, they could legally book him. If he passes a physical for the athletic commission, there is no reason why the UFC couldn't have booked Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones, what happened was he became a victim of himself and priced himself out of this card. The UFC said to lose about $60 million on this card. I hear through the grapevine that Jon Jones was asking for $20 million.
It's a lot of cheese for the UFC and stuff. Me and my barber were talking about this the other day. Like, I don't even think he's in the top 5 of the all-time highest paid fighters for them, which is kind of a slap in the face and an insult.
It's a huge slap in the face.
Yeah, I don't even believe my barber was saying this, and I'm pretty sure he's right. He's a huge MMA fan. They always got it on in the shop. We're always talking it. And he said, and John's father comes in and gets his haircut at this place too, mind you. And he said, he's like, John's not even in the top 5, or maybe he's at the top 5 or whatever. He's like, I think his highest paid one is like 5 million or something like that.
Yeah. And it was the fight against Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 or 6 million. He took home with pay-per-view and everything on it. So
yeah,
think about that. I mean, there's guys that are out there right now. I mean, who just headlined the first Paramount card? I forget who it was. Not even that big.
Was it Patty and Gaethje?
Patty and Gaethje, yeah. So Patty made almost 3 million just off of his fighter pay for that.
And Patty is nowhere near what John Jones is. Let's be realistic. And, Any of you out there saying that he is, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, I mean, if Patty Pimblett's making nearly 3 million for that Paramount one that they just did for the opener, and John Jones has been the greatest fighter of all time, and he's only making like 5 to 7 million a fight range, whatever, as his highest ever, not even in the top 5 of all time highest paid people. Man, that says something what they think of him, and it is a slap in the face financially.
Here's the problem with that.
And I'm sorry, Rich. I'll get to you guys' comments here in just a minute. So I promise I'll get to everybody's comments.
Here's the problem with that, because on the same hand of saying that, Demetrius Johnson is one of the greatest fighters to ever come out of the UFC of all time as well. Okay. Sure. But he couldn't draw flies to fucking shit when it came to pay-per-view sales. Yep. And John Jones has kind of been the same way, because being as big a star as John Jones is, he's still not all the top 10 pay-per-views of UFC history, 8 of them are owned by Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I think he's in one of them, right?
No.
I thought he was Jorge number 10.
Let's look before I quote this. Jorge Masvidal versus Usman was one of them. I can't remember. Top 10 UFC fights of all time. 10 grossing.
Laz is saying his favorite fighter UFC of all times is Ken Shamrock. Raymond says, I agree with you. Fingers crossed that the White House theme song is Freedom by George Michael. Yes. Or Living in America, as Rabbi Does suggests.
Okay, so John Jones was not in any of these. Okay. The top one with 2.4 million is Khabib versus McGregor. Poirier versus McGregor, 1.6 million. Diaz versus McGregor tied, 1.6 million. Poirier versus McGregor 3, 1.5 million. McGregor Cerrone, 1.4. McGregor Diaz 2 was 1.35. Okay. McGregor versus Alvarez was 1.3. Then you had Lesnar versus Mir, 1.3. Usman Masvidal, 1.3. And following that, the last one is also Aldo McGregor, 1.2.
Wow, that's a telling sign, bro.
So while I will say John Jones is one of the greatest, and is the greatest in my opinion, he's not a needle mover when it comes. Even his hottest feud with Daniel Cormier, with the best press conference moments, everything, did not draw enough to put him in that category to make that kind of money.
Listen, here's the thing on this with John Jones. The reason I pulled this comment up right now, because this is going to be relevant to my thought. All right, so you mentioned Jake Paul did an interview and he said he'd make John Jones the richest fighter. Okay, so going into that Netflix card that they're doing, the main event just got signed, or the co-main event just got signed with Ngannou and whoever the person he's facing. I have no idea the person's name. I can't remember. That's how little I know that person. So Ngannou actually went to bat along with a ton of other people, surprisingly enough, people that didn't even like John Jones, about the pay, and said this guy's the fucking GOAT. Aspinall said it. Ngannou said it. They all said it. Ngannou now signing with MVP with Jake Paul's promotion. Dude, if they can get John, if they're not going to give him a fight, they'll have to release him from his contract. They just can't keep holding him, I don't think, at that point, if he sued him. Ngannou and Jake Paul and them see money in a fight being John Jones and Francis Ngannou.
How many fights are left on John Jones' contract, I wonder? Let me find out.
I mean, if they're not going to honor his contract, though, Rich, they're going to have to let him go, or they're going to get sued to release him, Like, I don't know. That's my theory on that. That's some very, very interesting things that could happen. And let's be realistic, too. You put Ngannou and John Jones as a main event for an MMA match on a Netflix card, dude, just like Jake Paul said, John Jones is going to be the richest fucking UFC fighter in that point. Probably the biggest payday ever that somebody got.
So he signed an 8-fight deal back in 2023. I think he's fought 4 of those fights, which would probably, I think Miocic was his 5th fight. So I think he's got about 3 fights left on his contract. and that's when he was going to retire, was after that. So what's interesting to me is if they do release him, which I don't think they will.
I
I
don't
think
either.
that they'll book. I think that you're going to see them both come to the table, and he's going to finish his contract out because he's going to want to be a free agent, and I think he will go to MVP, and I think you will see that dream fight eventually of Ngannou versus John Jones. John Jones is going to absolutely steamroll Ngannou. I'm
It
just
won't
telling
even be
you,
close.
it won't even be close. And what cracks me up is all these people that say it would be.
No.
No, no.
Listen, if Nagano gets you with a shot, you could go out at a second. Anybody could do it to anybody, but Nagano
Sure.
hits the hardest hitting guy in the UFC history, I
Oh,
think.
go watch him versus Miocic. Flatlined him.
Dude, that dude would fold you up like a fucking accordion. But
Yeah.
John Jones, that ain't his fucking first rodeo, man. He's been in there with fighters way better than that and made them look stupid, even at their own crap. As much as I dislike Daniel Cormier is one of the most amazing MMA wrestlers of all time, in addition to being an Olympian and all those other things for his accolades for his wrestling career. John Jones took him down with fucking ease, man. Okay?
Yeah.
A fucking guy that was on the Olympics. All
Oh,
right?
he was a double champion too.
Yep. I beat everybody else except John Jones.
And let's make no qualms about it. If John Jones tomorrow wanted to go on a crusade and take 2 titles, he would take 2 titles simultaneously.
Yeah. You know, they're missing out on him. Here's why he could be John Money Jones if they would have done this right. John Jones is a hateable guy, man. He's an asshole. And he's so disingenuous when he would come on and people would see it after he had a few of his incidents. He's the most disingenuous person you'll fucking see on the UFC programming. He finally got uncovered more than a few times. The best example of it is when him and Cormier were getting taped, but they weren't live on the ESPN show to promote their fight. And Cormier's not bothering him at that point. He's not saying anything to him, and they know they're on commercial. John Jones just goes to him, "You still there, pussy?" You know? And just, you see who he really is as a person, and it's right there. Why have they not embraced letting this fucking guy be a heel, like in professional wrestling, and just stop painting this image? Tell this guy to come out there straight fucking heel mode and give it to the fans. You will sell way more tickets. Conor McGregor sold tickets for a reason and isn't the highest. Not because he's the greatest fighter. He's not even fucking close.
No, he knows how to sell the fights.
And he's fucking an athlete, or not an athlete. He's amazing at it, doing it. Great athlete, whatever. With, not even remotely in close. And as much as you love him, you could admit this. Not even close of all-time greats. Great run, great fighter, not even close. Greatest self-promoter ever. The guy that studied pro wrestling and used it to his advantage.
I would say in the term of greatest of all time, if you have a top 10, he's in the top 10. Yeah, he was the first one to get a simultaneous title, and you got to understand something. Jose Aldo was on he was a killer. Everybody
25-1, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and he smoked him, and he has the fastest. There's something to be said that he had the fastest championship knockout of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Against a guy who was looked at as undefeatable. So there's something to be said about that. If I'm speaking about top 10 UFC fighters of all time, I'd say Conor. If I'm being honest as a UFC fan and bringing respect to it instead of being biased, I would put him at like a solid 8.
I'd probably say top 15 for me, but this could be a topic another week that we do, that, our top 5 or top 10 greatest or favorite UFC fighters, greatest UFC fighters, whatever. It could be an interesting debate to see some for those who are MMA fans. I know not everybody is, but it'd be a great segment on the show.
Jeremy, listen, Khabib is not even his record. If you look at Khabib's history, people think that he's 29-0 in the UFC. He's not. He's about 15-0 in the UFC. 15 of his fights, he fought in his dad's banner under his dad's promotion in Dagestan, Russia. Okay, I'm sorry, like you are not gonna sit here and tell me that Khabib is even close to John Jones when it comes to being the greatest. Yes, he's great. Don't get me wrong, but Khabib had a padded record, straight the fuck up. 15 of those fights were under his dad's promotion, so. I don't even think he's close, especially in the striking area. Go watch his fights and his striking. If he had to stand up and strike with somebody, he'd get put the fuck out.
I would throw him in my top 10.
Khabib?
Yeah, I throw him in my top 10, I would say, for sure. Not he, to me, if I was just thinking, just right off my whatever's coming through my mind right now about him, I'd have to go look a little bit more in his stats just to see a few things. I'd like to see how many finishes he got to, because I think that factors in. But I'd throw him maybe like 6 or 7 all-time greatest to me, right around there, maybe even a 5. But I think the fact that he kind of called it quits really early in the padded record stuff that you mentioned makes it so he's not, to me, one of the like 1 through 3 of all time, 1 through 5.
Yeah.
5, 6 maybe I can see, but he got out at the right time too for himself. And I know he'd been through some personal stuff, the loss of his dad and shit like that, and things that he had said. I think that's a little bit of a way to kind of keep your record too, because he knew that it would eventually come up and probably get him.
Well, I'm going to be real with you too. The Tony Ferguson before the Gaethje fight, I think, could have beat Khabib or seriously contended with him.
Yeah. Good. He was on a tear too. He was on like a 12-fight win streak or some shit.
There's a reason they called him El Kukui.
Yeah, he was, before that skid that he went on. He was killing everybody too.
Yeah. Justin Gaethje changed that, man.
They did try this with Jones, if I remember correctly, that they would do the baddest man in the planet type thing, kind of like to copy Mike's in it in some capacity that they would do to him. And he's just such an unlikable putz that people couldn't even get behind it, even though it was very true. He was the baddest man in MMA. He was just such an unlikable prick. Yeah. I don't think he's like Bret Hart. I don't think he's a bitter guy. I just think he's a pompous asshole. Like, I don't see him being a bitter guy like Bret. He's just a pompous asshole, and it's just who he is. I really think when you see him in some of the clips where he's doing like his real true self, and when you hear the stories about the things he's done to his girlfriend and other people, running away from hitting a pregnant woman, the constant drug issues and arrests that he had, I think he's a complete egocentric narcissist and just thinks that the world revolves around him in every capacity. And he doesn't care about his actions, I think, a lot, because what does it matter to him? He has probably more money than he could ever hope for in a million years. Any dreams he had to get financially. I'm sure he's a smart guy with his money. He doesn't seem to be a foolish guy in any way. But when it comes to that, but he just doesn't give a fuck, and he's an asshole because of it. I don't think he cares about people very much.
I don't think so either.
Just a jerk, man. So embrace it. They should have, in my opinion.
Yeah, they should have. They probably would have made more money in the long run with that. But I really think the reason why John Jones didn't end up on this card is because he priced himself out, know, and I think Dana White let that be known. I still believe John Jones in the fact that they had negotiations and they were serious about him being on the card, because that was a no-brainer. Him versus Pereira is probably everybody's fight they want to see right now to see who would really win.
They were totally negotiating with him. What's going on, Daniel? Yeah, they were totally negotiating with him for sure. And to lie and say they weren't in any way is just ridiculous.
That's where I'm at. Is why come and then you make yourself look horrible, because you're going to sit there and tell me that, and even Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria, who are the main event of this fucking card, have both said that the UFC called them and told them that there was no chance either of them was going to be on the card at the White House. You're going to tell me that they go from that to making them the main event of the whole fucking show, and that you didn't have another plan in place? You're full of shit.
It's super fucking fishy, man.
You're full of shit, Like,
it's super fishy, Something just doesn't sit right for me with that card. Yeah. He's my number 2, Jeremy. He's my all-time favorite fighter, GSP. Anyways, that ever listen to the show and we talk about MMA, I'll always say it. GSP is my favorite fighter of all time, and I don't think anybody will ever come close. I would get I loved him as a fighter so much and always wanted to see him win. I would sweat when he would fight because I'd get nervous, because I didn't want to see him lose. That's how much I loved him as a fighter. But I have to admit, even as the biggest GSP fan that I am, that he's not in John's league either. There's no close second. It's not even close. And GSP was phenomenal, and Anderson Silva was phenomenal in his day, and so many other people, but they just weren't that. Nobody was Jones.
Let's be real here. That, what was it say?
TKO called it. They probably wanted to fail to add to the anti-Trump rhetoric.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I'm going to be honest with you. Dana White did not look happy about this card when he announced it.
Yeah.
The day prior to that, when he was drunk and said that a fight fell through and stuff, or he was hungover, said that a fight fell through and shit like that. Like I don't. We were just talking about you today, Rand.
Rand, you were fucking something the other night, man.
Yeah.
At the end of that stream.
Bitcoin's tanking, the world's on fire, fucking Shitler's back.
Bitcoin crash. They're firing fucking nukes out of Japan again, and they're not even involved.
Adolf Hitler's been rejuvenated. He's back alive.
You fucking made us laugh, Rand. We haven't stopped fucking laughing about that one. When we got off that night, both of us instantly went to like the news feeds, and we're like, we go to the news feeds and we're like, I don't fucking see anything going on right now.
You had me popping, Rand.
I'm just like, either Rand's ribbing with us or they got some fucking crazy news up in Canada, because this shit ain't going on out here.
Hilarious, man. I was dying. And then at the end of the show, you get the Devon get the muffins and just sealed it all up. It's perfect.
Dana isn't calling the shots anymore. I think he's just a face at this point, I think he's just an ambassador for them.
Well, if you look at how invested he was back in the day for promoting and all that stuff, we've literally come from the coolest promo videos of all time to now they have him fucking announcing it like so nonchalantly, and it's like there's no passion there anymore. And I don't think it's he doesn't love it anymore. I think that he's kind of a victim of the same mentality as Conor McGregor. Once you're not starving anymore, you don't have that same aggression to go out there and do the things that you used to do. It's like Dana said, when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, it's hard to get up and fucking fight with people. Well, it's the same thing when you're in the fight business as a promoter,
Silk pajamas are the best too.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm a big fan of silk pajamas for sure. Here's the White House card. Let me read it off to you. Give me 1 sec. I just had it. I don't know where it went. There we go. So main event, Ilya Topora versus Justin Gaethje, of course, as we just mentioned. Instead of John Jones, Alex Pereira is taking on Cyril Gane, which I called that shit last week as the backup, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I just knew they were going to do it, Rich. Like, it was just, it was a total Dana move, like you just know it.
This next one is the most confusing to me, but go ahead.
Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. Okay. What do you think about that one?
What the fuck? Like, no offense, but who the fuck is Zahabi?
I've never heard of him, dude.
And you're going to tell me that Zahabi is a better fighter to put on the White House card than fucking Corey Sandhagen, which is the fight everybody's been begging for, O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen? Come on. Like, make it make sense to me. Who the fuck is Zahabi, and why does he deserve to be on the White House card?
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I have zero clue. Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. We saw Ruffy at a fight night recently, right?
Yes, and
this knocked that dude's block off.
This one struck a chord with me because, okay, you're telling me at your Freedom UFC 250 card, where it's in front of the fucking president in the White House, this is supposed to be the biggest card, you don't put Conor McGregor on there versus Chandler. You put Rufi, a guy that was just on a fight night, versus Michael Chandler. Make it make sense to me.
No idea. He was entertaining when we saw him, for sure. But
absolutely,
like you said,
but
Conor
there's no story here.
This has been going on for years with Chandler and Conor, and we're never going to get it. I don't think people care anymore at this point. But like you said, you put Rufi or Ruffy or whatever the hell his name is, you put him in with Chandler instead. All right.
I'll put money on. Well, I'll tell you after. Go ahead.
Okay. Next one is going to be Bo Nickel versus Dawkins.
Who the fuck is Dawkins?
I have no fucking clue who this is.
And why the fuck is he on the White House card?
Your guess is as good as mine, especially when Colby Covington and Nickel have been jabbering back and forth with one another for the better part of the last few weeks.
Covington's a poon, dude. He
is a poon, but if you want to sell the card and you really want to make it like something interesting with trash talk and shit talk and stuff too, Colby Covington will bring the circus to town.
They said not always going to be good. They said he turned down the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was saying that he was doing it.
They said that they couldn't come to terms and that it was a money thing. I don't think it was a money thing. I think that Colby Covington knows if he loses this, that he's done.
He just made sense because of his gimmick that he does with Trump and everything. And I don't know how much of it's a gimmick and how much of it's real, but hey, whatever. Like not my place to call on that, but it made sense at the White House with his, Trump called him when he won a few times. I remember when in his first term, like, so he made sense in there for me,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're not going to throw him in there. The guy that you love, Lopez, who we watched on that dreadfully boring fight with Volkanovski, where Volkanovski just
He
crushed.
sniffed fucking Volkanovski's ass for
Yeah,
about 5 minutes of that fight.
and he's taken on Garcia.
Garcia, another one. Who the fuck is that? You know,
That's the best that they could do, bro. Was that shit? So
this doesn't scream the hype that they were putting in. And I would, guys in the chat, let me know what you think about it. Do you think that this lives up to being in front of the White House and called, one of the greatest combat sports cards of all time? I'm sorry, it falls flat. It falls flat for me. Is it a good? It feels like a regular pay-per-view.
Yeah, it feels like a even I could even see it as being like a good, really good fight night too.
It's better than a fight night.
I know Tapora and him, but I don't know. I mean, other than that, there's nothing up in this card that's getting me jumping up and down excited.
The two shocking ones for me is the O'Malley fight, not knowing who the fuck Zahibi is, and the Chandler and Ruffy fight. Why? What is the point? Where do you go after that? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Ram. That sucks.
Everything's good, buddy. Go ahead, Rich.
That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Where do you go after this card for these guys?
I don't know. It just you hype it up forever. It's going to be this tremendous, experience of being on the friggin' White House, man. On just who would have ever thought? All right, like that's the best you can put together. I can't believe that.
No.
I know there's a money factor in it. Dude, he ain't eating the fucking cost of that. If he can tell you he is, but they're not eating the fucking cost of that. All right. No. They got a million ways to find money to donate to cover this thing. All right.
They just had a fucking multi-billion-dollar deal. You think that $60 million they're sweating that shit?
Yeah, come on. They could have sprung for way more.
If they wanted to make and assemble the greatest fucking card of all time, they would have put all the fucking stops out if they really wanted to do this. They didn't want to, is what it is. They didn't want to. The effort's not there. You don't have people that are putting these things together. Dana White, I don't think was in charge as far as putting this whole thing together. I don't think I'm starting to think that he doesn't have as much stroke as he used to.
I think they've openly said that he has nothing to do with the booking anymore. I think it's all Hunter Campbell that does it now.
Well, it fucking shows. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said it here. It's like he's like just like their spokesperson now. It seems, like I just don't see him that he's as actively involved in it. I think he's also kind of like the heater that they send in there for big deals sometimes to really get people to want to sign this or this, whatever agreement that they're working on. If somebody's maybe balking at the terms and the price, and UFC wants to get more. I think Dana White's probably that guy that they send in as a heater because he is the face of the company. He's the guy that you go in for the credibility if you're going to try to get it from somebody that might be thinking that you don't have it. That's what I think he does now.
You can draw so many comparisons to the WWE when they went public. That seems to be the time that WWE lost its touch with things, and started to go down the shitter content wise. You're starting to see that with the UFC. It's not living up to what it used to. You're not having the star power. It's almost like they're adopting that whole moniker of making the UFC the experience and the focus, and not so much building stars anymore again.
Yeah. I'm sorry it happened at work, Rand. Electrical fire. Juice. Hope everybody's okay. Yeah, he really is. It's kind of like, to me, it equates to like for the wrestling side of things. It's like he's the commissioner almost of the brand, Monday Night Raw or whatever the fuck, You got
to think, man. You have this laundry list of fighters that you could put out there of just the greatest of the great. There's no shortage of fucking talent. There's no shortage of charisma in the current roster that they have. Anybody would have picked up the phone and said, yes, I want to fight on the White House card.
Yeah.
And this is the shit that you come up with. I don't give a fuck if you wanted to dust GSP off and call him and offer him a cool fucking $5 million. GSP would have got on that fucking shit and fought Bisbing for the fifth fucking time. You know, like I don't know. I don't understand here. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know. This is a huge miss. And I hope to God the card lives up. You know, I hope that when we watch it, we're completely fucking wrong and it's amazing. You know, it's got to be better than this BMF fight that they just had. That they're trying to shine that fucking turd as if it was a great fight. And
Did you see people trying to justify it this weekend? I saw some people saying this about it because the fight was horrible. And they were like, oh, well, the BMF should be is like kind of like a grappling thing. And I'm like, no, it's not, motherfucker. It's
when the fuck?
Yeah.
You had Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal as the inaugural one. You're going to tell me it's a grappling thing?
Yeah. And then there's the majority of the people that are like, no, it's not. It's to stand and trade and knock each other out. And then the other part of people are like, there shouldn't even be ground allowed in it. That was what a lot of people think. I don't agree with that. I think ground definitely, it's MMA. It has its part in it. But this is a stand-up one that they should have where they're fighting. The shit they put on last weekend was dreadful. And Joey, I agree with Joey here too. It's very watered down at this point. There's so many different things that are out there for them. They have so many people on the roster. They have so many cards they're doing. It takes away the luster a little bit when you do too much sometimes.
Yeah, they hand black belts out like there's no fucking tomorrow too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guys that you'll see in there and you're like, they're a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
They'll win by a fucking knockout and their coach hands them a fucking new belt and it's like, wait a minute. that's jiu-jitsu. That's not, I digress.
Well, we'll come back to MMA at the end of the show, I'm sure, when we talk about the main topic being Ronda. Let's talk a little bit of wrestling before our first break tonight. So I haven't been watching much lately at all. So I got to say that. I just haven't been watching much. But I did like what I saw this week because it's once again proves that we were all onto this here. And it's not like it was rocket scientists to figure. It's not that like you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out where they were going. But I'm glad they went with it. And they kicked Finn out of the Judgment Day, and they're going to be pushing a feud right here with Finn and Dom. Will it be a singles match at WrestleMania? Possibly. Will it be a multiple-person match? I think that's the bigger possibility that comes out of this. But
I think the Demon's taking the gauntlet on.
You think so?
I think he's going to run through all of them.
I think they're going to do a mini Bullet Club reunion, and I don't know who they're going to do for an extra guy if they do it for Dominic's team now that he's not in there anymore. But I think they're going to, and it's been rumored that it's only going to be for a few months, but till after WrestleMania, and they're going to bring Gallows and Anderson back to come in and help Finn out against them, against the Judgment
Jesus,
Day.
I don't want to see that.
That would have been special years ago, but I wish there was somebody kind of better that they could get to come in and help them out here a little bit. I would have loved to have seen even AJ Styles maybe helping Finn and pairing them up together. That would have been kind of cool as well, but the rumor is it's either going to be that type of multi-person match or it's going to be just Dom versus Finn straight up in a one-on-one match, which I like. So I like that too. So I think it's going to be fun either way. What do you think about the turn that they had, Finn Balor leaving the Judgment Day finally?
I've been saying it. I've been wanting Finn to go back to singles competition and get in the main event picture again. I think Finn Balor is a star that they're not tapping into enough. He's somebody. First of all, he's a model worker. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't get in trouble. He stays out of fucking trouble. Does everything he's supposed to do. He's a great worker, great shape, can perform with a big guy, small guy, doesn't matter. He's been in the ring with Brock Lesnar and tore the house down. And he's been in with the small guys, AJ Styles and people like that. What's up, David? So, in my opinion, they need to put this guy back in the main event picture. They need to bring back the Demon King, and they need to have the Demon King steamroll the Judgment Day and burn it down.
This is a great idea, in my opinion, actually, right here, Rich. I like this one.
That would be pretty funny, but then you're not taking, so it's not a serious thing.
But that's Danhausen's character. He can get kind of serious and crazy, too, in his character. That's why he does the very nice and very evil type thing. And I know it's mainly just a comedy character, but he actually does things of that in his gimmick when he gets angry and mad. They haven't shown enough of it on.
I kind of like Rand's a little bit better if you read that one.
The Demon King and Stephanie versus JD and Liv and Dom on Saturday night's main event. That could be fun on Saturday night's main event to kind of bring that in. I could like that. I'd like that too. I don't know though. Do you think Dom and Balor is the real way to go, or do you really want to do like a gauntlet with them first?
I want to do a gauntlet with them because I think it propels Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day light, and it still doesn't make Dom look bad because you can make Dom the final boss character, like the last one that he goes through. I would put Dom over.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Dom over and do it in a chicken shit fashion, you know?
No, I agree. I would.
You could tell this story with the slow burn. You could have Finn Balor come out as just him, run the gauntlet, and then get screwed in the end by Dom and the whole Judgment Day, and then you could retell the story after the fact and have the Demon King come out and fucking destroy him. So
okay, he's talking about Stephanie Vacqua. Yeah, Vacqua, Vacqua, all the different renditions that we always make up her name. That's who he was talking about, Stephanie Vacqua. Richie's favorite. I love her too. She's. Oof.
I love when she goes like this.
She's such. She's got one of the best asses in wrestling for sure. And I'm not trying to sound perverted in any way, but it's just true. She is fucking.
Lazo, you bring the heat, baby. This is your section.
Danhausen versus Kit Wilson. Please no. I don't even know. Kit Wilson, he's that dude from the People
are saying Kit Wilson is like Shawn Michaels.
I don't get it either. I've seen him a couple times.
Fuck? On any level of any planet of you being a wrestling fan, do you think that this guy is the same as Shawn Michaels? I don't get it.
Yeah. So they got to earn that one just a little bit more. I don't see it. That's just me. I've only seen him a few times though, wrestle. Yeah. So, and I only saw him in a tag team, and it did not impress me that much. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Going back to the Judgment Day real fast, I think any way at the end of when WrestleMania is done, they need to end the Judgment Day for good. It's so done for me. I've never really liked the faction in general, and
I want to see Dom and Liv go on their own. But what happens to JD?
Who cares?
Well, who cares? But I mean, you have to care a little bit. He's been involved in this.
Send off Mr. Frodo, okay? Get rid of him. He's terrible. Send him to fucking NXT again. He doesn't, He's a
decent worker, if we're being honest.
He's not a bad worker. He just doesn't.
He's got no charisma.
Zero. No marketability.
Zero. Okay, let me pose this question to you.
I couldn't do it, Joey. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Do AEW.
Yeah, I'll fall asleep.
What were you gonna say, Rich?
Who are you gonna put on a pay-per-view card first, Natalya or JD? And you have to pick one.
JD.
No doubt. I knew it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. So she's got fucking heat with me again this week. All right.
Oh God, here we go.
You know how much I'm a fan of Danhausen. I've told you that. I think I get the gimmick more now. I wasn't at first. I love the character. You know how much I'm a fan of him. And I think he's doing a great job coming off of that stupid box shit. People are really taking to him now, just like we thought they would. Fucking Natty had to jump in and put a picture of Danhausen and talking about, him cursing Maxine Dupree and, trying to take Danhausen's press that he's getting here lately because he's getting a lot of play on social media. He's getting a lot of play.
Bitch has to hop on the fucking gravy
train. She has to hop right on the fucking gravy train of Danhausen, a guy that actually can draw fucking flies.
And you know what's sad is like everybody wrote him off the first night. It was like, fuck this. And now he's like the hottest thing.
Yeah. And he's going to be a big part of their programming for a long time. I guarantee you. I can just totally see this. She's trying to fucking hop on any gravy train she can get because the latest version of her didn't fucking pan out again because she sucks.
Yeah.
And then she's trying to hop on the Danhausen train and just leech off of his stuff. What a
you want to know what I heard though?
Go for it.
The New York Mets are going to have her throw the first pitch out.
No, don't you can curse me like that, Ricky Bobby. All right. Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby. If she fucking comes and throws the first pitch out or they highlighted her on the show, I am the biggest New York Mets fan and I might boycott them for the rest of the year.
I don't believe you. Not even
I might. I might. It might have that much heat.
No, I think you would just cut a promo like that one fucking guy does with the Mets.
Oh, Frank Fleming.
Yeah, you would definitely go Frank Fleming on that shit.
I'm not going to be breaking my glasses or when he bites into everything.
You have that heifer, bitch. Go out there.
They did that to him this year with the Mets. The Mets were the best team in the league up until the right around the All-Star break, fucking killing everybody. And Frank hates the song Pink Pony Club, and he hates Chapel Rowan, the singer, and the guy that's like his handler on the show. Like, he would cut promos on Chapel Rowan because he didn't like her, and then he brings a video. They get a cameo of Chapel Rowan. Chapel Rowan did a cameo for Frank. Frank gets so mad, and then the Mets go on like a fucking 12-game losing streak or some shit like that. And the team just collapses, and they rub it into him week after week, like you're trying to do to me with Natty now in the Mets. Yep. And they rub it in with Chapel Rowan, and they play her clips on there until he finally goes berserk on one of the shows, and he goes berserk. He goes, "Look at that bitch! Look at that fucking demon! They're gonna go 0-70 the rest of the goddamn way because of Chapel Rowan, and you did it, Mike." And he's yelling at his fucking handler for mentioning it and cursing. Oh my god, bro! If she throws out the pitch and ruins my team,
She's gonna come up dressed as Natty Hausen.
I'm gonna do it 100 times worse than Frank did about Chapel Rowan if that happens.
Oh god!
So she will never come to Citi Field. I'd like to say the Mets have way more self-respect than that. All right.
You got to read Joey's comment here. It's fucking priceless.
Give me a pointed goatee, a beer gut, a flat top, and dress her up like a taxi. Appropriate gimmick to let her fade away like her dad did in '92. Or you give her the mask and put a question mark on her new singlet and call it Who, like they did with Jim as well. Do you remember the Who gimmick?
I do.
Yeah. Great one, Joey. Natty Hausen, WWE's new tag team champions. Oh God, what if they had a mixed tag team between those two? I might have to change my opinion.
If WWE ever does a mixed tag team championship, I'm out.
If Danhausen curses her over the next week or two on air,
he turns her back into Natty Neidfart. That'd be awesome.
He needs to curse her, and if he curses her, like, I'm gonna pop so hard for that because she deserves a Danhausen curse for sure.
Your boy got cursed.
The Miz?
Yep.
Yeah, well, his career's been pretty cursed on television for the last few years. He loses every second time he goes out there, just about.
Yep.
Natty does have. They're not bringing in Christian Cage to tear into her, so they're not bringing Christian Cage in. But who are we insinuating?
What a fucking epic promo that would be. Dude, Bret Hart would fucking slap the shit out of him in Canada.
So on our Facebook page, you guys will notice I've been putting a lot more shit on there recently. I'm trying to share funny clips and wrestling clips and little things I'll mash up or take from, something I see online. I put them up. So right before the show tonight, I put Christian Cage's most savage moments. It's out of our longer videos that I made. I think it's our number one. It's our number one rated video of all time for our longer videos. And I did a stream of Christian Cage doing this thing tonight. And it's almost the same thing I had in it. In our version, we did like 16 or 17,000 downloads on YouTube on that one alone. So I put it up on Facebook tonight because I was just in a Christian Cage mood after today. I miss seeing the father gimmick. It needs to come back,
for sure.
It needs to come back sometime soon. I wouldn't call her Who, I'd call her What the Fuck.
Yeah, no shit.
Natty keeps farting doing a Danhausen curse. See, these are ideas right here. I like these ideas, Richie.
Yeah, WWE takes some notes, free of charge.
Dude, bring back the flatulence gimmick.
Abyss, if you want some fucking primetime TV, let us know.
I didn't watch any other wrestling this week other than some clips on that, though. Did you?
I watched I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. I commit to you guys, I watch Monday Night Raw every Monday. So,
how was the whole show?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It wasn't bad. The CM Punk promo. My God. The Roman Reigns versus CM Punk shit, I am dying to see, and I wasn't in the beginning. So
did they battle again this week verbally?
Yes.
Okay, so they're really putting Roman.
I guarantee you, he's gonna. Well, it was CM Punk versus the Usos. The Usos knocked CM Punk out in the ring and shit like that because they basically were telling him, "You need to apologize." And
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk goes, "Oh yeah, I'll apologize to you. I'm sorry that Roman Reigns is a selfish bastard and basically fucking took advantage of you guys, and you guys are too stupid to fucking see it." And so they ended up punching him in the fucking mouth and stuff. So the line's drawn in the sand.
Christian should come back with your father.
Holy shit!
But a guy who bangs
That's
the
a
widow.
real Rewind gimmick though. If he was ever to be in wrestling,
He
man.
kind of did it where he was insinuating that with Nick Wayne's mom when they were doing it, and with the team they had for them. Gotta find
the Rock's coming back.
I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon. I wouldn't say during WrestleMania season this year because there's no place for him really in there.
Well, I heard Saudis offer an astronomical amount of money to get him to go next year.
You think he'd jump on it if they offered him $25-30 million or something huge number like that to come back and do a match?
The Rock is his own biggest fan. If he's offered the biggest payout for a single fucking match of all time, he's gonna take it.
Do you think he'd hop on that?
Yeah, for Saudi money, for that stupid amount of fucking money for one match, which probably will last 15 minutes, you got to be crazy not to take that.
He's still the highest paid person on their roster year after year right now. I think they said he made $21 million last year just for his salary from the TKO.
He's one of the biggest faces in Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's been on more than once or something over the last year, maybe 2 years.
I watched The Smashing Machine, by the way, and let me just say that movie fucking sucked.
Didn't I tell you it fucking was dreadful?
God.
Took me 2 or 3 days to finish it. It was that bad.
They should have focused more on fighting and the
horrible.
UFC. It was.
Can you believe that he got nominated for a fucking Oscar for that?
He shouldn't have.
No, he shouldn't have.
The movie flopped. How is that a nomination for a fucking?
It was for his acting skills, which his acting skills weren't that bad, and I'm not saying they were that bad, but they're not worthy of a fucking Oscar. That movie stunk,
Yeah.
It sucked. I popped an edible before the second one, and I think that's maybe why I got through the last half of it. But other than that, I don't think I could get through that thing. It was boring.
Going to Joey's point, actually, Arnold did just get offered a movie, the new Predator film that's coming out. They're trying to get Arnold involved in it, so
I'm always game for bringing Arnold in for anything. That guy's the man.
Yeah.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger, I know he has his mistakes like anybody else that people make in life. Is he one of the most likable guys in the world to you, or is it just me?
That's hard for me.
Because of the cheating thing?
No. Just there's some things that I'll talk to you about later. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Do I love him? Yeah. Dude, Arnold Schwarzenegger is responsible for my love for firearms, just like Hulk Hogan is responsible for Rewind's love of BDSM. So, I got to give Arnold credit. Thank you for my passions to firearms because of the Terminator. I do love Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's just some things that I don't like. So
gotcha. Totally understand. Everybody's different strokes for different folks. He's one of my favorite dudes, and maybe you're going to tell me something that's going to change my mind. I don't know. But as of right now, he's just one of my favorite dudes. He's just such a genuinely nice guy, and he's just he's so smart and intelligent. When you listen to this guy and his life story, it's fantastic. Such an interesting fella and such a motivating type of person too. Yeah. Arnold is the man. Is the man. Pumping Iron is the greatest film ever. What's your favorite Arnold film of all time?
Mine?
Yeah,
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
All right. Hands down, no question. I gotta give a fucking dude. You're probably gonna think I'm a fucking goof, and that's okay.
No,
you can play it down. Jingle All the Way is my second favorite Arnold movie.
Great pick. A holiday classic. I told you, I've shown it here before. Turbo Man's sitting right next to me right now.
Yeah, Turbo Man is sitting right next to me right now.
He's right here. Hold on. We just reach right over. It's fucking Turbo time for you again. I'll say it.
Absolutely.
I got myself fucking Turbo Man. That's how much I love that movie.
That's my second favorite Arnold movie, just because of my childhood.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I got to go with my number one, Commando.
Commando's good.
His fucking one-liners in that are just the best.
Total Recall is a good movie too.
I wasn't a fan of Total Recall, but I haven't seen it in ages, so it's one I should go back and watch. Yeah. You've seen Commando, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love it in the beginning when they get his daughter and the guy's like, "Cool out, man." He goes, "You don't have to be waving those guns. we can talk, you know, right? I'm in control right now. And he just looks at me and goes, wrong.
Yeah.
Blasts him right in the fucking head. Runs his dead truck down that thing. Sully, you're a funny guy. That's why I'm going to kill you last. Drops him off the fucking Arnold Prime right there. My second one, people might laugh at this one. I love Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop's good. Predator's good. I'll even say a couple of his new ones. There was one where I can't remember what the name of it was. It was a zombie flick where it wasn't exactly an action one. But his daughter basically gets sick from a virus and stuff like that. That's a really good one that I didn't see him play in that role before. And then the other one where he's a sheriff and he was busting a cartel, and it ends up his police force that was under him was working for him. Those two new movies that he was in probably in 2018, 2019, I believe, those were good ones too.
All right, good pick. Interesting. Eraser is a good one for a lot of people. I love Joey's one right here with the Running Man. Just I hadn't seen the Running Man until last year for the first time. Never watched it, and it's such a good one. Hello, cutie pie.
Yep.
Like he's got some great sound bites in that. Last Action Hero is definitely one that doesn't get enough love. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's actually kind of a cool storyline, and I like Last Action Hero. End of Days is very good too.
Absolutely.
Joey says The Last Stand.
The Last Stand, thank you. Great movie.
Great line from Commando. Please don't wake my friend up. He's dead tired because he had just snapped his fucking neck.
Mandy, that's the other one. Mandy.
Yeah,
that's the zombie flick.
I've never seen that one. I've never seen
Maggie. Maggie, excuse me.
Maggie.
It is Maggie.
The Running Man's my third favorite one. There was one up here I was going to get to. Laza, I would love to see this. Big Trouble in Little China is one of my all-time favorite movies. Have you ever seen that, Richie?
Nope.
Oh God, you gotta watch it.
Wait, is that Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Jack Burton. Just what a fucking great movie that is.
Bro, I watched Tombstone the other night.
Great movie too.
Doc Holliday. My God.
Val Kilmer, one of his best roles ever, is
Val Kilmer is one of my favorite actors of all time.
So good. So good. Best Doc Holliday ever. No doubt about it.
There will never be another one.
No.
I don't give a fuck who tries. There will never.
And
they were saying that they were going to try to remake Tombstone. I said, don't do it. No. Don't even fucking try.
It's a legendary movie that should.
You will never have a better cast than you did in that movie.
And Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, Bill Pullman's in it, I think too. Like tremendous cast of people, all the way around in that movie. It's just such a good fucking movie. If you've never seen Tombstone, you're missing out. If you don't like Wild West movies, you just watch it anyway.
You're still missing out.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt to me that Val Kilmer was the best person in that movie, though, to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Dennis Quaid, Doc Holliday. I've never seen that one, Joey. I've never seen that. Have you?
No, I've never seen it.
I eat green berets for breakfast and I'm very hungry. Yeah, I knew that's one that I knew you would say that, Jeremy. I know your love for that.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, if you've never seen, I know we're talking movies here for just a minute, but if you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China, go check it out. It's hokey, it's corny, it's 80s, but it's great. How can you beat Kurt Russell in there as just a foul-mouthed asshole and fighting in these crazy battles with sorcerers and shit and gangs in Chinatown and stealing of girlfriends and just tremendous characters in it. David Lopan. Come on, you guys got to watch it. It's a great one.
Yep.
He was Doc Holliday in that terrible Kevin Costner Wyatt Earp movie. I don't remember that one. I think I might have seen it then. I don't remember.
I see it all the time on Tubi and shit, but I've never watched it.
I think I saw it years ago. I don't remember the way that Costner did. Costner had some duds for a while.
Yeah, he did.
And he's tremendous, tremendous actor, of course, one of the greats. But he's had some fucking duds. Mortal Kombat. I don't really like a lot of the Mortal Kombat movies that they're doing. I know the new one's coming out soon. You a fan of the Mortal Kombat movies?
I like the original ones from the 90s. I thought they were pretty cool for the time. Like the nostalgia when you watch
the remakes they've done. Do you like the remakes?
I want somebody to make an AI version and insert fucking Glacier in there. This shit would be hilarious.
Who would we want to see take out Glacier in that one? Sub-Zero?
Everybody.
Yeah, okay. Each character.
Fuck
just
you, Lloyd.
Fuck you, Ray.
Yeah, Ray Lloyd.
Fucking asshole.
Fucking douche. Fuck you, Ray.
Fuck you, Ray. Have you ever watched Tombstone? No, I haven't actually for that one. With Combe.
Commentary? Is that what you
Um,
meant?
yeah,
Commentary?
or cemetery. I don't know. All right, new Masters of the Universe, Raymond. My favorite as a kid, probably cartoon and play stuff that I had as a kid was He-Man. So He-Man was just monster when I was a kid. Loved the original Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren. Loved the movie. This remake of it looks goofy as hell and just too woke for me. And I'm just not a big fan of it so far from the trailer that I saw, Raymond. It's just too kind of hokey and woke for me. And I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to be offensive on some other things if I say it. Am I going to watch it? Yes, because I love He-Man as a kid. It was my favorite. So I will see it. Just wasn't a big fan of it. Did you see the trailer for Masters of the Universe?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't watch the superhero shit. I
Okay.
don't. Not even a little bit. I
Did you
probably haven't watched superhero shit since fucking Batman.
did you ever play with He-Man as a kid or anything?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because you're about 8 or 9 years younger than me, so it's probably definitely out of your time. You were early '90s, so you're probably Power Rangers mainly as a kid or something like that. Was it Power Rangers for you as a kid? Was like the big one?
That was the big one for everybody. I was never Power Rangers or anything like that. Mine is always. It's weird to say this, but mine's always been wrestling.
Okay. No, that's a good thing because wrestling was like that and is like that to
Yeah,
some people.
yeah.
And in my generation, though, the most popular cartoons for boys were definitely Masters of the Universe, and I think probably the second and third ones would have been, and fourth ones would have been like Ninja Turtles was in there, Thundercats for sure.
Hmm.
But I think GI Joe, of course, too. But I'd have to say for boys, He Man was the one. So that's Masters of the Universe for those that may be too young. It was huge, and then it just kind of fell off the map. And I know they've done stuff, little bits of it through the years, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Raymond, where it goes. I hope they do it good because it would
What's
bum
going
me
on,
out for
Tony?
sure.
Welcome to the show, Tony.
Tony, I knew you'd like that one. Tony's a good buddy of mine from the military. Great to see you, brother. Tony's a big, huge Turtles fan. I mean, if you don't like the
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles, I don't
I
know
don't
what
know
to
what to
say.
say. Yeah,
Yeah, one of my favorite games on the Xbox or Xbox. Just so you know, we're talking
Xbox.
wrestling. The
Jesus
PlayStation,
Christ.
excuse me. One of my favorite games on the PlayStation is my Ninja Turtles games for sure.
Nice.
Voltron's, yeah, never really got too much into Voltron, but Voltron is a good one though too. Wrestling is king. It was always for me on the weekends. I'd love to wake up every Saturday morning and watch those Saturday morning fucking wrestling shows after cartoons.
Yeah.
I wish they would make a Thundercats movie. Did you ever see Thundercats before, Richie?
Nope. Nope. Never
Oh
was a
God, you're
Thundercats guy.
fucking age, you damn youngins. You're missing out on shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thundercats was just fucking awesome. He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Transformers. How'd I leave them off? Yeah. Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Yep.
We're talking everything tonight here on the show.
Yeah, we are. We are.
We're talking everything. I like it. Well, guys, let's take about a 10-minute break, 5-10 minutes, and when we come back, we're going to do our main event topic, and our main event topic tonight is going to be Ronda Rousey. Does she ever stop whining? What the hell is going on with her now?
We got
We're gonna.
the goof of the week coming up too.
I think she. I think my guess is going to be that that's going to be your choice for it, but we'll wait for that till later on. Could she be the first? Would she be a 4-timer or a
I
3-timer?
think it's going to be a 4-timer.
I think she might be.
But this is the first tag team duo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do goof of the week after for sure. There was rumors about Brad Pitt going to have the lead movie in a Thundercats. I don't know if I want Brad in Thundercats.
See you later, Lazo. You take care, man.
Be well, my friend. Super Friends. I don't remember Super Friends. I do remember Dino Riders, though, Lazo, for sure. We had it good as kids. Friday was Power Hour. Saturday was Superstars, WCW Pro Saturday night. Sunday pay-per-views, primetime wrestling on Mondays. Yeah, we sure did have it good, guys.
Yep.
We sure did have it good. All right, guys, we'll be back right after the break. So about 5-10 minutes, we'll be back and come back and join us for the main event tonight. We'll see you guys on the other side. All right, we're back, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great break. Let me get set up here for a second. All right. Now we should be good to go. I hope everybody's refreshed and good to go. Quick reminder, if you'd like to support the page and you'd like to donate out, please feel free to go and send us some stars on Facebook. If you can't, no problem, but please feel free. And I get a lot of requests for intros now. I get several a week. People will send me for intros and songs to play and everything like that. So I gotta say this, we just got remonetized. So I gotta be careful with intro songs now, guys. Like when you send them to me, I'll try to play what you'd like, but I can't do every one now because we'll get flagged. And if we get flagged, they'll take a portion of our money. And I really don't want to give those assholes any money. So just gonna throw that out there. So, I'll do my best to get your request in for sure. As I definitely get at least 2 or 3 a week from them, which I love. So keep sending them my way, but I'll try to play them. If I can't, I apologize. And once again, feel free, drop some stars to the show if you'd like to. All right.
Just wanted to say before we get started that a lot, not just that Sean Strickland card just got announced, a lot of fight nights just got announced by Dana White, about 8 of them, I think, tonight. A lot of good live streaming coming up for the UFC. I'll just say that.
Yep. Lots of good times to come in the near future, guys. No doubt about it. All right. Let's get into the main event. Top 40. Wow. I could do a top 40 of a lot of different topics. Rabbi Dust for sure.
Rabbi Dust.
He is Rabbi Dust tonight. We've coined him as
Rabbi Caucus.
Cockers. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Rabbi Dust. All right, guys. Main event tonight, Ronda Rousey. This was your pick for this week. What's going on with Ronda now? And what's she doing at this point, at this juncture, Rich? Fill us in a little bit.
Well, you know, as I do, that I know for pretty much everybody in here, but, especially for yours and my friendship, that loyalty is a very important thing. You don't bite the hand that fucking feeds you. You don't burn the person or the organization that made you. And Ronda Rousey apparently does not follow those same morals because the very second she's done it to, and let's be honest, she's done it to everybody. She's done it to everybody, okay? So this is, when she left the WWE, she buried fucking WWE. They were gracious enough to make her a main event fucking player right off the bat. They didn't know if she could wrestle a fucking lick, but they were just banking on the fact she was Ronda Rousey in her name. The second she leaves the WWE, she buries them to the fucking moon, buries Vince McMahon, buries Stephanie McMahon, everybody that fucking made her, gave her an opportunity, put her in the main event, level stuff of the, the women's evolution or revolution, whatever the fuck they called it.
WrestleMania, main event in night 2, WrestleMania.
Main evented WrestleMania night 2, which is bigger than night 1, in my opinion. Yep. Just put a rocket ship on her back because of who she was. They let her come out in the Roddy Piper gimmick, which I thought was blasphemy myself. Just went to bat for her. She buried that organization. This is no different, and what's crazy is the UFC did the very same thing for Ronda Rousey. They brought her in. It's really weird, the parallels with her run with WWE and the UFC. They brought her in and were banking on the fact that she was going to be this megastar, and they hit a home run with her. Don't get me wrong.
For a good while.
For a good while, and she was a great representation for a good while for women's athletes and sports and combat sports and all of that. Judo Olympic champion, the whole nine. She's got the list to be a megastar, but her attitude and her charisma and how she treats people is what gets her in so much shit and why I don't like her. I used to like her when she was a fighter in the beginning and she shut her fucking mouth. But the second they gave her a microphone, she fucking pushed so many people away from her to where if she were to walk into a UFC event, which I personally believe was the reason for all of this, she'd get booed out of the fucking building, because she has just been that miserable of a bitch to the whole UFC MMA community. And, she's buried Joe Rogan, for God's sakes. But, she comes out with this out of nowhere, this Netflix fight with Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey gets signed, co-promoted by Most Valuable Promotions, which is Jake Paul's fucking gimmick, who also ironically has the biggest heat with Dana White in the UFC over fighter pay. And Ronda Rousey comes out in the press conference and buries the UFC just like she did with the WWE to the fucking moon. Her friendship with Dana White has been on record. They're pretty much best friends and stuff.
Still,
I don't know. Still, we haven't heard his response to this whole fucking. But this debacle of her going out there, she's saying she's going to be real competition. She's going to help MVP be true competition to the UFC. There ain't no fucking chance in hell that that's true. First of all, they've got a long way to go before they get to the UFC. Despite UFC's booking problems right now, they aren't even scratching near them. But she basically came out and buried them to the moon and said, the UFC is a joke now. They're too corporate. It's not the place to fight anymore. And when I heard this, I can't help but say, that this was a very WWE, WCW Bret Hart move, by the way. She's up there saying she's put her promoter hat on now. She's going to be a big part of this and help them compete and put her name behind it to propel them up. And she's a mini Dana White. Ronda Rousey, you haven't promoted a damn thing in your fucking life. You've always been the promoted one, okay? What has Ronda Rousey ever promoted?
Nothing that I know of.
These comments to me make her the goof of the week for another fucking time. And I'll say this, if Dana White is her fucking friend, he's the tag team in this. And he also, for leaving the Mac, the Notorious one, and fucking John Jones off the White House card, makes them both the goof of the fucking.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
Now, listen, is Ronda Rousey a big star? Yes. I'm not naive in the fact in saying that this isn't going to do massive numbers. It will. But I'm going to go out there and say that, for her to say she's going to be true competition to the UFC based on her name alone is a fucking joke.
She hasn't competed in a decade, too.
Who's most value promotions going to go after? Now, if they did do the John Jones and Ngannou, that would be a bigger fight than Ronda Rousey versus Carano by a landslide.
Oh, and then it wouldn't even be close.
If they can do fights like that, I can see them contending. But there's just not enough. To me, there's not enough big names out there that aren't already picked up by the likes of BKFC and all these other fucking places that are eating these guys up. Who are you going to get? You're going to get old fucking chopped up talent from the UFC. You're going to put Bigfoot Silva in there? Who are you going to put? You're going to get Chael Sonnen out there? Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
The only other person for the women that I could see her when she steamrolls Carano, and she's going to steamroll Carano. Let's be realistic. She's going to. And when she does and they give her another fight, which I'm sure they will, and I'm sure she'll gladly do if the money's right, who's next? The only person I can see that's an option for her in MMA at any point, and I know she's old now.
Cyborg.
It's Cyborg. It's it.
But this fight with Carano, like, listen, I'm not a body shamer, and I think Gina Carano is a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
This woman, when she walked out to this press conference, Ronda looks fit and like she's been training. Carano went out there like she's got this fucking mom bod, like she just, walked in from the fucking Pilates next door, and that's what she's been doing for fucking 9 months. I'm sorry. Carano's not in fighting shape, and anybody who thinks she is, it's a fucking joke. There ain't no way.
Did you see her throwing punches and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
horrible.
Just Ronda's.
They are feeding this woman, and what it is it's a payday for Carano and Ronda.
Sure.
Right. Ronda contacted Carano to make this fight. They're all hug and kiss in the background. They even made these little plaques where they autographed them to each other. This is following, in my opinion, the Floyd Money Mayweather bank robber approach, where basically you think this is going to be some real big massive fight. It's the Jake Paul approach too. You think it's this real massive fight, and it's a fucking joke. We know they're already picking Ronda to be the winner of this because they know that she's going to steamroll her.
And I think Carano probably, I don't know her financial status, of course, is just my guess, is I would say she probably needs the money because she sabotaged her own career in Hollywood by saying some very,
She's buried everybody who's ever promoted her.
Yeah, and Carano said some very controversial things, politically, to some people, and she got canned from the Star Wars universe and her big contract that she had with the Mandalorian and Disney.
Let's not forget, she wasn't in the best of fucking ways with the UFC either. Her and Dana had a big feud.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So she had gotten some roles in Hollywood and was doing some decent stuff on film a few times, but she killed her opportunity in Hollywood, and I think she's basically got blackballed. I don't think I've seen her in anything since The Mandalorian, and she's got to need the coin, and they want to build Ronda up, just feed her somebody, which they are, and hopefully, I would say, if they can get a fight for Ronda after this, it's got to be Cyborg. There's nobody else,
Yeah,
but you're going to bring Holly Holman,
I think Ronda wouldn't take the Cyborg fight because she knows she can't box.
Yeah, doesn't make it doesn't make money despite Dana blowing $1 million at the blackjack table. Yeah, that's a light night for him right there.
Yeah, no shit.
President Jake Paul is the guy Jack Paul is the guy that promotes his fights. Did you see Trump endorsed and said Jake Paul would be great to run for politics? Did you see that shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Jake fucking Paul in office.
We're gonna do the USO, let's goof of the week. Donald Trump.
We got to give that right back to him. Quiet him down for saying that.
Quiet, Felicio Fay Piggy.
Please.
Filet-O-Fish, whatever. Please
be quiet, Mr. President. Jesus. With all due respect to you.
You're saying Jake Paul's going to run for politics? Get the fuck out
If Jake Paul would be a good politician, that says something very true about today's society.
They need to keep Jake Paul out of fucking Arizona malls when riots are happening because he steals Rolex watches. That's not a good look for running for office out here. I'll tell you that.
Jake fucking Paul,
and his brother going in the suicide forest in Japan and filming it and making jokes and shit. That's not a good look for the Paul brothers. I'm just saying.
But he'd be a great politician, bro. Be a great person to run for office.
He's selling wolf tickets, with his fights.
What a dope. But going back to Ronda for a second, man, can you talk about, like you said, biting the hand that feeds you with this woman? It's just so ungrateful. And I know for people why they're fans of her. She's a fantastic athlete and competitor and all that good shit.
But all that goes out the window for me personally when you have so Dana White was on record saying that he would never book women in his company in the UFC and all that stuff. He literally put his name on her fucking back and bet on her that she was going to be a mega fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
He knew she was going to steamroll Liz Carmouche in the very first women's fight. He knew it. And he knew that he was going to put a rocket ship on her back. And yes, she made him a lot of money in the UFC, a lot of money. Absolutely. But he projected her as this big mega star and made her what she was. And to go out there and to just dissect their friendship and blow it apart and say Dana's, lost his touch and all these different things that she said, it's wrong. It's wrong to me. I think she's bitter because the UFC basically gave her the Conor treatment and was like, listen, you need to know your role. We are telling you what you're going to do. This is what we're going to pay you. And she wasn't happy with that,
Do you think they had any interest in bringing Rousey back? Do you think she asked
them to come back? They were in serious negotiations for this fight. Yeah. And then when Ronda put her demand out there, they weren't even going to pay her half of it.
I wonder what they were offering her.
So from what I read, she was asking for about $12 million.
Okay.
She went and she didn't even make that her whole career in UFC, by the way. She made about 10.5 million her whole UFC career.
Okay.
And she was asking 12 million for one fight. After the fact of having your jaw kicked off by Holly Holm and you're still knocked out from the fucking Nunez fight, and you think they're gonna pay somebody who hasn't been in there for 10 fucking years $12 million? You're out of your fucking mind.
She only made that little amount of money in all of her fights. Wow, that's surprising. I figured it would have been
that's just her fighter pay. That's not the sponsorships. It's not,
Yeah, and sponsorships, maybe pay-per-view buys or whatever and stuff included if she had that added. But I mean,
John Jones made even less than that.
I mean, she's got to be comfortable for the rest of her life already.
She probably hasn't even touched her WWE money.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be she seems like a person to me that is not, and this is a good thing that I like about her. She doesn't seem like a person that's blinded by the fame and the money and the power and all that stuff. I think she just likes to be able to do it to be secure because,
Yep.
I know her a little bit about her backstory, and she was living out of a car, had no money forever, and she didn't really like it, and it was very difficult portion of her life. I think she's a person that's okay with just living a very minimalistic life of whatever she wants in a very normal way, like anybody else. And I'm sure she probably likes having that comfort of that in her account. I'm sure she's probably a pretty conservative person with money, if I was to guess, So I'm sure she's set for life. But if you could get double what your total career earnings were in a fight, like who would pass that up? I wouldn't either. I don't blame her.
It was a total Bret Hart moment for this one too when she was talking about it, because after the press conference they were saying, "Did you really mean all that stuff? And was this a money thing? Is that why you're upset that the UFC didn't meet your demands?" And she said, Dana White basically told me go make my money elsewhere because they weren't going to be able to pay that. That's what it was all about. That's why she's doing it. That's why she's pissed. And, I hope it makes for a good fight and it motivates her and stuff like that. So we're at least entertained when we watch it. But to me, it just put her in my book way lower than she already was respect wise. Because you don't burn a friendship, somebody you consider your best friend that you've said in interviews and stuff and taught you everything you knew about promoting and all this other garbage that she says. As far as I'm concerned, you literally burnt the bridge with you and Dana White,
So when is this fight? Is it in the summer or
May?
Is it May? Okay, that's right around the corner too.
Yeah,
I really wonder if Carano can get in shape enough by then.
Tell me, be honest, dude. Does she look like she's in ring shape?
No,
I'm not. Her arms were jiggly as fuck.
And I'm not shaming anybody. She still is beautiful.
No, she's beautiful, but she doesn't look like she used to. And
it's like when you can equate like for us, like when we were in the military, we were all in great shape because we were busting our asses working every day like that and shit. We were all in great shape. So we get out, we're not in that great shape like that anymore, and that's normal because you move to a different phase of your life. And
sure.
I think for her, that was probably the case too. When you're fighting, it's different. You're in there constantly all year round doing it. At this point, when you haven't done it in 16 years or whatever it is since she last did it, she's doing probably other workouts or takes time off and doesn't have to be doing that.
She still looks great.
Amazing. Beautiful,
Beautiful
knockout.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's just not in fighting shape. So I noticed it immediately when they did the stare downs between them. And I'm like, wow, is she really I was thinking, she might have been in the 160s, I would think.
I would say that's a fair estimate.
Yeah, I'd say probably in the early 160s, that she's at now. And let's be realistic for anybody that remembers her career. She had a hell of a time. Making weight for years too. If I remember correctly, she might have even missed weight a few times back in the day. So weight was always kind of an issue with her of making it. And that's when she was working out and younger. So it's got to be 145 might be a hard push for her too.
I take okay, Joey, I just want to read your comment out here. It says, I'm no famous fighter, but when you thought someone was your friend in your career and they don't back you up and you leave the company, I'd be bitter too. Dana White has backed Ronda up for a very long time. In every interview that he's ever done, he says she's the master, she's the biggest fucking draw of women's fighting. She's, star athlete, all these things. He always has given her flowers. He supported her when she did her WWE career. He supported her when, she did the movie stuff. He's always done that. But he's also a smart businessman and knows in the fact that she should stay retired, and just like with who was her biggest rivalry again? Miesha Tate and Dana White are great friends too, and he wants her to stay retired and didn't want her to take more damage than she needed to. And he said the same thing about Ronda. She's got a family now. She's often doing her own thing with that, and that she needs to stay retired because all she's doing is taking unnecessary damage. She's got nothing left to prove, and let's be honest, she's not even a top 10. There's no way in hell she's a top 10 fighter on this planet with any of the ones that they have in there now, because she's figured out she can't strike. Once they figure you out, there's a blueprint and they'll attack you every time with it. So Do I think Dana White hasn't supported her? No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's Ronda going for a money grab, and I think Dana White's right. I think she's going to take some unnecessary damage if she continues to fight after this. I think she makes easy work of Carano. I think it boosts her ego a little bit, and I think you might see Cyborg versus Ronda. But I'm telling you, if you book that fight and it's a legit fight and it's a shoot, Cyborg's going to beat the brakes off of Ronda Rousey. I think Johnny froze. Johnny froze there. So he had no problem parading Chuck Liddell out when he was past his prime, though. That's fair, but if you go watch the interviews, even with Chuck Liddell, or pertaining to Chuck Liddell, I should say, Dana White begged him to fucking retire because that was a good friend of his. So, that to some extent, that's not true either. He did pander him out there, with I think it was Rashad Evans fight. But, in my opinion, I think that Dana White made the right call on this. I don't think Ronda Rousey should have been booked in the UFC. He most certainly couldn't have put her as the main event. Just like I feel Conor McGregor should not be booked as the main event right now. There's no way in hell. He hasn't been active. He has lost the last few fights he's been in. So, I don't know. Yeah, but Randy, okay, fair enough. But Randy Couture came back on his own doing and won the heavyweight championship before Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar kind of surprised everybody when he came on the scene. I don't think anybody expected Brock to do that to Randy Couture. Lyoto Machida was another beast. Yeah, absolutely. I get that. John's not frozen. He's admiring the text I sent y'all. Well, Jeremy, I'll take a look at that here in a little bit. All in all, are you guys excited for the Ronda Rousey fight in the chat? I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Is it something you guys are wanting to see? Do you want to see Ronda make MVP be the next competition for the UFC? I mean, would you watch multiple fights of hers? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll watch this one for sure. Like I'm not gonna lie and say that I won't. We'll definitely probably live stream it. Do I think it's gonna live up to the hype? Probably not. Probably not. I think Ronda taps her out in the first round. I'm starting to get a vibe that MVP Promotions is going to be. It's probably going to be like a pro wrestling gimmicky company. To be honest with you. Yeah, Connor should be in the mid card. Until he proves otherwise. I agree with you. I think he should be. He's always going to up the ante for the show, and obviously it's going to, make waves and stuff like that, and generate money and all that. So he's like Nate Diaz. If Conor wins or loses, his fans are still going to be as loyal as they were before. No, I'm not excited. It's on par with Tito Chuck 3. God, the Golden Boy promotion fight. Rough. I'll watch the fight if nothing else is on that night. Yeah, that's the general consensus. And that's kind of my point is when this fight was announced, man, like everybody was like, this came out of the fucking blue. She was saying that she was done fighting. She took too much brain damage, all this bullshit. And now all of a sudden she's back. So they must have put enough zeros behind that to get her in there. Keep people watching is what Conor would be good at doing. Yeah, that's what he does, man. He sells the fight. He knows how to cut promos and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on with John, guys. Looks like we lost him there. Let me check my phone, make sure he's all right at least. He lost internet, he said, fellas. So I'm gonna keep y'all on here for a little bit. We can keep talking, see if we can recover John. But which one of you do you think is gonna win? Do you think Carano has a chance in hell? Because I don't. Johnny's back. He's back from the dead.
Sorry, guys. We had to. You get to see me without my green screen too. So you know my green screen behind us here, but we lost internet connection, so I went to my phone. They're doing a network upgrade for my internet company, Spectrum. So it just cuts out right in the middle of our stream. So I had to go to my phone and 5G. So if it sounds shitty or sucks, I'm sorry.
No, we're glad to have you back, man. I wanted to answer this.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
I wanted to answer this for Raymond real quick. He said, "I'm somewhat looking forward to it, but the hype factor. Did you ever think she said the stuff she said to boost Netflix ratings? Your opinion on this?" I absolutely think that's what it is. I absolutely think it's what it is. Ronda will take any opportunity that Ronda can take to generate more money. So
Yeah. I definitely don't disagree. I mean, we're gonna watch it though for sure. So
yeah,
we're gonna definitely watch it. It'll be a good spectacle. That's the thing I like about MVP is that they at least give a good spectacle to people. Where they put on a good promotion and stuff. For it, they hype it up pretty well. So I get excited to watch some of their stuff. In all fairness to them too. So I want to see them succeed because competition is the best thing.
Well, not only that, the production level, they're pretty good at production. They got a great
Yeah.
show that they put on. So
Yeah, they've lived and learned from the first one that they did, where the stream was basically fucking crashing the entire time.
yeah.
So they've lived and learned on it. But yeah. So, all right, brother. Anything else for this week, my friend?
I mean, dude, I'm excited. UFC's got a lot of fights coming. We got WrestleMania coming up right on the back here. We're gonna watch that, and all good things are coming our way with combat sports. Nothing but content that we can watch together and enjoy. We got our Epstein show that we're going to eventually start. A lot of things cooking for this year, and it's only March, man. So we got a lot of things going for you guys as far as content. Appreciate you guys keep showing up and watching the show and stuff like that. It's been a blast. And I think this year's our year, man. I think we're gonna do big things and grow it. So
I'm with you, man. It's going to be a fun year. We appreciate each and every one of you all the time. I don't think we're going to be doing a stream this weekend, and then the next weekend on the weekend, I'm not going to be able to as well because I'm going to be out of town. So we might not have any weekend streams for a couple weeks, but we'll be back like as we always are on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Sorry we didn't do it on typical Wednesday last night. I had to work late and had to work early this morning, so that's why we did it on Thursdays. But you can guarantee we're going to be here at least once, maybe twice a week, for some great stuff. So we hope you guys had fun with us. We hope everybody's doing well. And if we don't see you this weekend, we'll see you next week, same time, same place. So for Richie, I'm John. We are out of here. Be well, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.